Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we welcome you to the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles, California, for a much-anticipated main event. Scheduled for 12 rounds in the heavyweight division between these two great warriors. Boom Boom's on his way to the ring. You can see it in his eyes. You just know he's got that feeling tonight. George Foreman's making his way to the ring now, and he looks very focused for this fight.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Boom Boom. His opponents in the blue corner, please welcome Big George Форман.
Well, we went over the rules in the dressing room. Any questions?
When you get a fight like this that everybody's been talking about, it's always so interesting to see these opening moments here in round number one.
Teddy, the expectation in a matchup like this, a power puncher versus power puncher, is that the fight's not going to last long. But what if it does? Then what?
The guy with less power is going to win because he's a guy that has a reserve in a place that he's ready to go to in case the power's not there.
He missed with that headshot. Nice block by Boom Boom. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head.
Keep working the body.
Had his target in mind, but just missed. There's the headshot, but he parries it away. Well-placed counter punch by Boom Boom. George Foreman's got some swelling that's now starting to show. Missed the body shot. And a smart counter punch by Boom Boom.
George Foreman talks about the rope-a-dope, saying, you remember the rope-a-dope? I was the dope. That has stayed with him.
Yeah, it has. You know, that was a ghost that had to be exercised. And it took him 20 years to exercise those ghosts.
Good-looking counter punch. Oh, that's gotta hurt. He did not see that right hand at all. He may want to tie up.
Some punches here.
Keep moving.
Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Teddy, he went from being on the edge of the cliff to now climbing back up the mountain.
Well, you know, that's where you want to know if a guy recovers fast. Obviously, he has the capacity to recover very quickly.
And you see he turned defense into offense, comes back with the counter punch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
End of the round here, a round that saw a lot of action, the kind of round that fans pay to be here to see.
Well, these are TV-friendly fighters, and we figured that coming in.
You're not giving me enough punches, okay? Throw more punches. Jab, jab. Oh. Just compress on. Put the compress on. That's it. Work on this one.
Back to fight action as a new round is underway. Of course, in that last round, it was fairly one-sided. He was hit pretty hard, and now he has to overcome that here.
Yeah, you don't have to be Nostradamus to know that. I mean, everybody saw, you know, he got staggered, his knees buckled, did a little dance there. But what you have to really know now is know why you got hit and correct that immediately.
Good counter punch. He gives as well as he takes. You saw it on that exchange. Big George Foreman, originally from Marshall, Texas, where as a youth, Teddy, he was involved in a lot of street fights. I mean, he had a reputation as the kind of guy that you didn't mess with out and about.
You know, we've had a lot of fighters that have come out that route. Boxing has saved, has turned a lot of young men who were in trouble on the streets, turned them into not only world champions, but you know, world champions as people that could serve society. Foreman is one of those young men.
Halfway through round number 2, he had his eyes set on the uppercut, but was unable to land it. Just off the mark with that punch. George Foreman's really disappointing us with his lack of work to the body.
Yeah, it is.
You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. And a sharp counter punch by Boom Boom. There's a taste of the sweet science. You see the skill he has in counterpunching.
And you know what he's doing is taking his opponent's jab away.
Final 10 seconds of round number 2. A stinging counterpunch after some fine defense by Boom Boom. Round comes to an end. And that's one of those rounds, Teddy, that just takes on a certain style, a certain characteristic. And that was a busy one.
Yeah, it was a busy one. Look, Joe, you don't have to look for these guys. They're right there in front of you.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think sometimes you just get those rounds where it all happens?
Because of styles. You know, styles make fights. In this case, you're seeing proof of that right there. Both guys that are aggressive, both guys that are very confident.
And round number 3 is underway. Parries that punch intended for the head.
Move your feet.
Blocks the headshot. Scores with a 3-punch combo. Good looking counterpunch. Those uppercuts that George Foreman was able to land on Joe Frazier and winning the heavyweight title, they were lifting Joe Frazier off the ground.
You know, Joe Frazier, because of his style, as terrific as he was made to order for George Foreman.
Fine fundamentals, good counterpunch. And coming upon the halfway mark of this 3-minute round. He just missed that shot up top. You can see there's blood on his cheek. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his hand. Holy cow! George Foreman's in a bad spot right now. He's been stunned.
Keep busy, guys. Come on now, keep busy.
Both men accurate with their hooks against each other. Gets rid of that body shot. Able to dismiss that body shot. 10 seconds to go in this third round. And this round comes to an end. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas ringside. I'm just looking up at the corner here at this guy that just got tagged, Teddy, this fighter who just got stunned. And I'm thinking, boy, it's like the air's come out of him a bit. He looks just so dejected now.
Yeah, you know, right now he's on the side of a mountain. You know, he's up on a cliff, and he needs a rope to get down. So that's what you got to do, Joe. You don't look and say, hey, he's up on a cliff. We know that. Give him a rope. Give him advice to get down.
Turn defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
What do you think is most misunderstood about the heavyweight division?
I think it's human nature for people to see these big Goliaths, that they start to think that, hey, they're more sure of themselves, that these guys have more of an abundance of security about themselves, about confidence. And really, it's the opposite. In some ways, these big giants, they're really unsure of themselves because they know they can do damage. They're also...
Holy cow! Boom, boom! Stunned, and he is hurt. Foreman's just trying to push away. He wants to breathe a little. "90 seconds to go in round number 4. Frustrating his opponent with great defense. Oh, what a great ability to recover. Foreman's showing that he's got some defense of his own. He got away from that punch. Big block by Big George. Blocks the headshot. Nice block by Foreman. Last 10 seconds. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. So we come to the end of the round, and that was a round that was very productive for him. Now he heads back to his corner, and they're going to try to repeat the success they just had, I'm sure.
Yes, he hurt his opponent there. He's going to want to go back to what he was doing and remember what set up those big shots.
Let's get on that swelling. Compress all this.
Teddy, what do you think here as we start this round? I mean, you watch what he did in that last round, and you got to think that he can get himself back into this fight.
Well, that's how he's got to be thinking it. That's kind of what he's made up of. He's not a front runner. You know, he's not a fast starter anyway. He's the kind of guy that his real strength is to be able to weigh you down and to have a great resolve and to be able to chip away. He's chipping.
Able to dismiss that body shot. Teddy, what would you recommend based on what we're seeing here tonight?
Well, 2 aspirin and then go, oh no, actually I would say a little counter-punching would be just what the doctor ordered.
That's a better prescription for him. The punch, comes back with the hook. It is unbelievable to sit back and just watch what these guys are willing to give and to take. Wow, what a fight so far.
Well, give and take, that's the key word. Sometimes you're forced to become great. And right now, each one of them are forcing the other to go to great places.
Halfway through this round. There's a taste of the sweet science. You see the skill he has in counterpunching.
And you know what he's doing is taking his opponent's jab away.
Able to cover up that gut. Great fight. I mean, just a great fight. Both guys giving their all back and forth.
It doesn't get much better.
Just missed. Holy cow. George Foreman's legs look shaky. He was hurt. Was damaged moments ago, but now he's got his feet back underneath him. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Frustrating his opponent with great defense. Coming to the end of round number 5, last 10 seconds. End of the round here, and as I glance around ringside and look at the judges, I'm wondering what they're writing down, because that was a tough round to score.
Yeah, it was, and you know, it's the kind of round where one guy would be really smart to take a page out of the book of Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, where Leonard stole rounds at the end, where he just clipped off 30 seconds, and that's exactly what the judges remembered.
George Foreman's looking like he's not in control right now, Teddy, and I don't think he's been the same fighter since he got tagged earlier in this fight.
No, he hasn't fully recovered. You know, some of those cobwebs, you know, some of those birds are still twerping in his head.
Well done that time, landing the counterpunch. Undoubtedly, the most effective element of his entire arsenal tonight is his jab. He's so committed to fighting on the outside, and he's jabbing away beautiful.
Well, Customano used to tell me, Teddy, when you're in doubt, jab. Well, this fighter, when he's been in doubt, he's jabbed. When he's been sure of himself, he's jabbed. As you said, he's made a jab fest of this all night long.
gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. Takes one, gives one. The right hand scores well. Oh, and there you go. Denies his opponent and then goes right downstairs against him. Needs to improve that accuracy. Missed with the headshot. Good counter punch. George Foreman's clearly made a decision. He's not going to stick with what he was doing. You know, a lot of people would say, yeah, absolutely, change things up. You got rocked.
Yeah, if you're a pitcher, you know, and the guy's hitting your fastball out of the park or coming close or hitting it on the warning track, you don't wait until it goes out of the park. You change to a curveball. Well, he's changing right now.
George Foreman's got a bad cut now that's opened up on his cheek. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. As we come to the end of the round, Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, that's one of those rounds where I wonder what were the judges looking for, because it's tough to kind of draw a line between those two fighters.
Yeah, very close, but one of those rounds where you could steal it. You did a little bit more in those last 30, 20 seconds. Maybe that's the impression the judges are left with.
And there he counters back against his opponent. And just as we anticipated, toe-to-toe right from the start.
No introductions necessary.
Very nice job landing that counter punch, getting away from one that was coming at him.
In and out, in and out.
Nice strike after catching one by George Foreman. Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark.
Working the jab.
What a fight. What a great, great, non-stop action fight this has been. George Foreman's cut is right near his eye. That's the last place his corner's going to want to see any damage. He's sending more than one at him now, the combo to the head. It's been 2 minutes of non-stop action. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Unable to survive that shot, he's on the floor. Up after that punch put him down on the canvas.
Now he needs to get on that bicycle and stay away from this guy.
George Foreman blocks that punch. George Foreman's cut man is gonna need to be all over this side. Holy cow! Oh, he is stunned. He could go down. Foreman's mounting a comeback here, Teddy. Thinks we're going against him. Now the tide is turned.
Good things come to those who wait or those who persevere. He persevered, good things are happening.
End of that round, and the knockdown was scored. Now, Teddy, the fighter who was floored, how do you treat him? Do you go soft on him when he comes back, or do you get right in his face? What's the way to approach it?
You have to know your fighter. You have to know the temperament of your fighter. Some guys, you know, they just kind of crawl up into a ball, and they don't come out of it if you get too strong with them. Other guys, they react well to that. So you got to know what he reacts to, first of all. And the most important thing, you have to get information. Why did he get dropped? You had your right hand down, you got hit the hook, get your right hand up. You'll be okay.
Good counter punch. That just missed. Foreman's throwing wide punches. If I'm standing opposite of that, I jump on it.
Yeah, well, if you're the fighter, that's where you have to be kind of like into a Kodak moment, where you take a picture and you say, okay, remember that, and the next time, bang, I'm going to take advantage.
Gets rid of that body shot. Keeping his hands up, getting way of his opponent's effort. Right on the mark, both guys with the hook. Well done that time, landing the counter punch. Now his opponent got away from that uppercut. Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
So it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen anything like this before.
Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. We come to the end of the round. A round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down blue or red corner what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
Oh, that's gotta hurt. Oh, he is stunned. He could go down. Foreman's showing some real guts here. Hey, this fight was not going his way at all, but somehow he has gathered momentum.
Yeah, he behaved like a fighter. He got through the tough times, and now guess what? Good times in front of him.
The tactical game paying off. You can see the counter punch.
Yeah, you see the counter punch, but you know what I see? I see a little tentativeness now in him because he's afraid to let anything go, because when he misses, bang, it gets caught.
Keep working the jab.
Good looking counter punch. Good looking counter punch. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there.
slowing down as we have 60 seconds to go in this round. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. Blocks the headshot. George Foreman's eye is nearly swollen shut here, Teddy. This thing gets much worse. He's not going to be able to defend himself properly.
No, it is up to his opponent in his opponent's corner to throw the punches that can take advantage of that. The right hands.
We could see a stoppage here. Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot. I don't know, Teddy. It just feels like one of those nights, one of those fights where somebody's getting hurt, where this is not going to the judges' scorecards.
I feel like I'm in Coney Island watching one of those hot dog eating contests where somebody's going to try to eat 50 of them, 60 of them. In other words, he's not worried how he's going to feel at the end of the night.
A good block. Protecting his head well with his guard. Well, earlier you saw what happened to him. He was stunned. He got tagged in this fight. He got hit hard. Now you're seeing the kind of mentality that's going to try to avoid that happening again. But, Teddy, it's not necessarily the kind of mentality that's going to win you a fight.
No, if you're in the corner with him, you know what you tell him, Joe? You tell him, look, you're being...
Holy cow! He is damaged badly there. He may hit the floor. He is stunned, but somehow manages to have the wherewithal to hold on. He went from almost being knocked out to being right back in it. This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
So you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
Tactical game paying off. You can see the counter punch.
Yeah, you see the counter punch, but you know what I see? I see a little tentativeness now in him because he's afraid to let anything go because when he misses, bang, it gets caught.
See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. Wow, is he defensively sound. Fine fundamentals, good counter punch. That punch just close. Oh, he just misses with that headshot. The round here. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. It's turned out to be a very good fight because it's very competitive. It's one of those fights that's really hard to score.
Yeah, it is hard to score. It's going to be up to the judges now. Hopefully, they've been watching the way they need to watch, and they're competent enough to make sure that it's not just a matter of who's throwing, but, you know, who's really landing.
Blocks it away. Try to do better than that. He missed with that hook.
Able to dismiss his opponent's shot. Holy cow! This is going to take some guts to get up from this. Once again, he goes down. He went down from a big shot. Now he's got to have some big guts to move along.
You're going to find out exactly what he's made of.
Just not there. Straight right hand off the mark. Very clean offense from defense by Boom Boom. Oh, he really sent it, but unable to deliver it. The twists and turns and the non-stop battle, it continues on as we've reached the 1 minute mark to... Oh, he is stunned. He could go down. Foreman's mounting a comeback here, Teddy. Things were going against him. Now the tide has turned.
Good things come to those who wait.
And it's over. Look at this. Big George Foreman's your winner by TKO. The ref has seen enough.
To the fight by way of TKO. Your winner, Big George.
George Foreman's your winner by TKO.
You know, Joe, I like a night where you see a guy tested a little bit. We saw him tested, and he passed that test with flying colors.
I'm Joe Tessitore for Teddy Atlas saying thanks for being with us and enjoy the rest of your night.